Okay.
Okay.
Bob.
We don't have Bob. But we can-
I just need to remember to mute.
I don't know if they responded either. Did Kay or Bob respond about the meeting?
They
think
did
Bob-
not.
Bob said he
Okay.
wasn't gonna be here.
You're gonna want to mute or turn the volume off on the Zoom from this.
I did
Okay. Sorry.
on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Yep.
Feedback.
But it was better in person.
Okay. Take it away, Mr.
Expecting anybody in
Johnson.
the next minute and a half hour. We good.
We're good.
A few other board members.
Yeah, we've got a quorum, so
Walk
you,
through them.
Okay, I'd like to call the Wayne County Industrial Development Agency meeting of June 22nd to order. Need a motion to approve the May 25th minutes.
So move.
Thanks, Phil.
Second.
I wasn't here.
Oh, that's right. Pam?
second
My
on the
only hope.
minutes.
Sorry, second.
Thank you. All in favor?
You're a bunch of
Opposed?
eyes.
Okay.
Okay.
Opposed?
You know it's not even 9 o'clock yet, right?
Oh, it's.
I know,
oh,
that's
thought
why
it
I
was
asked.
our-
They-
I was
They
like-
were,
different
they were
time zone.
pushing me,
Our
Pam.
other clock says it's 9:01.
Yeah, that one's awesome.
Just speak loud, Scott, if you can, so we can catch you on.
Okay. Jamie, you're up.
I don't remember. Here's our minutes. Thank you everyone for passing the minutes. Last week. Oh, this is EDC. Excuse me. Let me get IDA.
My report will just be on the bank balances. And nothing has really changed, especially for IDA. They're all very part of what they were last month. When we get to EDC, there'll be some changes that I'll show you.
Here's your IDA bank balances.
So the top part are the IDA with all four accounts with the three different banks. We are still working through getting signatory on file from the resolution we passed in May. So I just need Julie's signatures. We'll pass them and or submit them and everything will be up to date.
Just note the main checking bank accounts. We are continuing and are always having conversations about utilizing and leveraging our funds. Food for thought for discussion. But keep in mind, there are some restrictions on how the IDA can use its money, including we can't loan funds as the IDA. So any of that cannot be used for financing, but we can do investments, whether it's in real estate or otherwise. But, walk through and spitball some ideas maybe at some point. Talk about some potential opportunities. Moving forward, that mic should pick up everything just fine. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, you're a little quiet, but we can hear you.
Anything else?
Okay. let's see,
IDA?
Financials.
Good.
What we got?
So just a few updates on the IDA side of things. So 1000 Silver Hill is the building being leased by IEC, which is becoming Creation Technologies. If you haven't heard that, they've been acquired.
What is the name, Brian?
Creation Technologies. They are a larger electronic manufacturing corporation for the most part, out of Canada. Yes. That property is also, and I believe had closed on a sale last week on Friday. So as a real estate beneficiary of incentives from the IDA, there were amendments to our agreements for the new owner to assume benefits. There's a process to all of that. It just doesn't happen. They don't just pass paperwork across the table. Lots of different signatures and approvals and attorneys involved. The company who acquired the building is a very large real estate holding company owned by an even larger company that holds a bunch of companies. So, I'll take it as a sign that there is a market out there for good investment opportunities on real estate in Wayne County and in the area. It will change some of our billing procedures. I shared our form with our attorney, who shared it with their attorney, so we should know who to bill for the pilot. And they are aware of the job component relative to their tenant and those details, but some changes over there at Silver Hill. We are still waiting to close on what I call Optimax and OptiPro. They have, those are their DBAs in some cases, but Optimax planning I think it's a 35-ish thousand square foot expansion with plans to do another 65, probably pretty quickly. My guess is they're already planning on it, but they did start doing some site work over there in the Ontario Business Park in preparation of their phase 1 expansion project. It's great news. Continue to have conversations with the town and the property owners on the west side of the business park, if you're familiar with it, to try to open up what would be about 95 more acres for development there. It is their primary, if not only, industrial park in the town of Ontario. But we have scoped and had at least an initial study on extending, well, probably wouldn't be named this, but going west would be Timothy Lane, which is the road that goes east and dead ends at Intergrove, but to continue west all the way over to County Line Road, giving another access point to that business park, because it is quite dense as it is in there, and traffic continues to build up, and with all these additional expansions and new projects, we're working very, at least I'm attempting to work with the town. The step would be to complete full design engineering for the road, which this board has committed funding towards. But there have been some nuances and wrinkles within discussions with the property owners on moving forward with that. But I am continuing to work through the town. I did speak to the supervisor yesterday about this. I think it's relatively important for bigger picture efforts on business attraction and the availability of sites to be developed in the county. But I expect Optimax and OptiPro to close pretty soon. But we're still pending on those approved pilot amendments or amendments to existing pilot. They both have existing pilot agreements that will be amended. Although OptiPro is on a different property.
Right, that's not an amendment. Though, that's an
It won't be an amendment, right? Anyway, other than that, to that point, and this kind of crosses the IDA EDC line, but I think we discussed this at the last meeting, but shovel-ready sites is absolutely a priority. It's relative to the discussion on the business park in Ontario. So New York State committed $200 million in shovel-ready site funds in this year's budget. Being told it will be a sort of, say, 3-phase program where you can do studies in phase 1, you can do full engineering and design in phase 2, and then investments in phase 3. You don't have to enter in phase 1, depending on what the site needs or what you're looking at, but it is relative to using the Ontario Park as an example. You let Bob in, please. Where we are in Wayne County on having shovel-ready sites available for business attraction. It does come up, frankly, quite often, at least once a week, if not 2 or 3 times a week. We get pinged kind of within the 9-county region, so it's not Wayne County specific all the time. There are companies out there looking for 50 acres, 90 acres. A lot of companies, I'll say, looking for existing real estate, which we don't have, and I'm not suggesting that we would build anything speculatively, but a lot of companies looking at lease options for industrial buildings. We do have one here that, here in the town of Lyons, that is a fairly good size that we have been shopping and continuing to promote as an opportunity. It's
Silgan?
100 Dunn Road, yes. No, not so good.
Empire?
Parker
No.
Hanson, the old Parker.
Yeah, as soon as we start talking about the old building, this and that, I don't know, but 100 Dunn Road over here in Lyons, adjacent to the business park, is
The old
available.
school supplies.
I don't know.
And that's when Silgan took it over.
Yeah.
That's the school supply.
Okay.
It's a store for them.
100 done. We're gonna find out what that's called, but
We knew it
anyway.
as Lions Logistics pilot.
Thank you. Lyons Logist, that's how I know it.
Yep.
So, connected to that is we're just getting ready and starting to have discussions about developing and releasing our RFP for our study with some funding from Empire State Development to evaluate our business parks and give us a game plan to accessing these funds. So just to give you an idea about the roadmap and what we're doing and how it plays into the IDA work, business attraction and new business development, IDA benefits, but what properties do we have in the county, whether it's our formal business parks or otherwise, pulling some thread together between that and the Ontario Midland study, which identified some priority sites for rail-oriented development. And then continuing to work with Town of Ontario, Clyde, Lyons, frankly, any other town who has maybe non-formal but targeted areas within their community for industrial development projects. So the study will help keep up those conversations, guide us to a game plan to accessing state funds, and pull some threads together on some of the work we've already done.
Brian, do you know what's going on with Silicon right now? I know they're down to like a handful of employees.
They announced they were closing in September, I think it was.
And what might we do with that?
Is the 100 done for sale?
Yes, it is for sale.
How many feet?
Well, off the top of my head, I couldn't say. Anyone want to look it up?
I know
There, the
I
listings
can-
out there. CBRE, I believe, is the listing agent.
So it's a building, right?
My understanding, so I,
That's the one, yeah.
Yes,
Right up-
not
if you're
the-
Looking down from 14 down the
No.
left, it's that first one. There's the plumbing one up on top, the
Yeah.
small one, and then the Silgan was
Down
in
below.
that area. It used to be the
Okay.
school supply building.
Okay,
my understanding
that's
is,
Fairly decent size.
that's the thing, and that's what I'm thinking, and, you know, you've got some businesses here that are going out, so what are we gonna do with those vacant buildings? I mean, they just sit there.
About 133,000 square feet, sits on about 20 acres.
surrounded by other developable land. Silgan existed, former Silgan, but Lyons Logistics being the former
Mhm.
owner tenant of the Dunn Road property. Silgan owns, I believe, two other pieces of real estate over here.
The one going out.
One is,
Agway.
one is the canning
Yeah,
line
it's out by
that
me.
is closing. That is the property they are closing. The other one will stay there. It's warehousing, distribution,
Mhm.
and not a ton of employment there, but they are maintaining ownership and utilizing that piece of property. But the canning line, having their primary customer, if not their only customer, I don't know the details, but
Campbell Soup is a big one.
I believe
I
it
used
was
to
them,
store for
and they
them.
have, for one reason or another, that business is no longer theirs. And that is the closure of what you heard in the news.
Wow.
There are a lot of jobs out there, so did initial outreach, haven't heard from them, not surprising, I'm sure they're scrambling. Connecting or helping connect employees or former employees with opportunities. I mean, everyone is hiring,
Mhm.
literally, almost literally everybody. There are some good jobs out there, I think. Otherwise, the property, I don't know whether or not it's listed or for sale yet, haven't seen a listing. But
Yeah, I haven't seen them.
Jumping
I'm
on
just
it.
hearing things, you know, because
Sure.
we've been looking to move and we've been, but now we're gonna expand. further. So, can't find anything that's a good fit.
That's the struggle really, to be honest, is things that are a good fit. And,
Well, we need, our business needs high ceilings and all, it's very specific, so
Yeah,
it's
there
hard
are,
to just go
I'll say
move
the
somewhere without a lot of
100 Dunn Road
room.
has some good ceilings. They're not
19
huge.
feet.
Yeah.
It's a high building.
It is, high doors.
You See it, yeah.
Get tractor
Yeah,
trailer trucks
There's
in
quite
there.
a few, yeah, and there's a lot of dock doors.
'Cause that's what we work on the stuff over here.
The other side of the electrical.
Yeah.
Where we are.
Yeah.
Bay doors, high ceilings, loading docks, all definitely
Yep.
part of the mix of what folks are looking for. I'll say lately, there have been a lot of interest in rail-oriented sites with access to rail, probably given the price of gas and cost of transportation. So I'm hopeful that we're in a good spot there. We've got to refine our approach to how we're marketing or leveraging the study that we've done with the railroad.
Mhm.
I am also having, we, thank you, Deb, for facilitating some conversations with Norfolk Southern to explore opportunities to reactivate the rail line that CSX running east to west. There's a spur that comes off right down along the industrial park. As soon as it spurs off, that's owned by Norfolk Southern. That knows people. Facilitate some conversations with them about what it would take to get, if anything, a connection off of the CSX line down to the industrial park. But additional conversations about the full run. I think it goes down to, where's it? And
It
Geneva?
technically ends in Corning.
okay,
But yeah, Geneva is where it connects with the Finger Lakes Railway.
Mhm.
And then they have an east-west service, but then the Norfolk Southern line, which they actively use, goes all the way down to Corning. It's called the Corning Secondary.
that's all I got really for the IDA. Unless there's any other questions or comments about what we're doing, things that are going on.
If I can, just under, expenditures of some of the funds that we are starting the campaign for Pitch, which IDA sponsors all of the advertising. So we've started advertising the Pitch campaign in the local papers, the radio stations. Finger Lakes Radio Group is going to have us on 5 different stations. Big Dog Country is going to have us on. And we're going to do more Facebook ads, that kind of stuff. So you should start seeing more of the Pitch stuff. And we've reached out to the schools. We've reached out to 4-H clubs. So
Are they doing anything with it? I
Well,
mean, when you go
what-
into the schools, are they, because that's where always the buck stops. You talk to them and it doesn't get down to the kids.
right, well, we reached out to the curriculum directors, so we've gotten a call from, some
I'll
of the
get my daughter
teachers.
to do it. She's pretty mouthy.
there you go.
It'd be great.
She could
Have an
be the
idea.
inside
Pretty
bug.
mouthy.
Yeah,
Let's put
But
that on a
anyways,
billboard. Mouthy
yeah.
kids want it.
Yeah, right.
and the billboards. Anyways, just wanted to let you know that money's coming out of IDA, but it's going towards promotion of the EDC program, which is the Pitch program, so anyways.
Perfect. No, that's good. Great opportunity. So have you gotten any feedback on it with the schools? I mean, what are they saying?
Well, like I said, I got a call from a teacher in Red Creek that did a mini Shark Tank with her class.
Uh-huh.
So she wanted to know if the kids could refab those projects and submit them. And I said, absolutely.
Yeah, that's
So,
great.
yeah. So we have, instead of the students having to be residents of the county, we prefer that they're residents, but we're opening it up because of the bordering school districts that border other counties. If they are a student in a Wayne County school district, they can apply. We also want homeschoolers and, the parochial and private schools, which is really East Palmyra Christian, and trying to think if there's another one. There used to be St. Michael's, but that isn't in the county anymore. But anyway, some of those students might be schooled somewhere else, but live in the county, they would still be eligible too. So we're trying to make that clear in our advertising, any Wayne County resident or Wayne County student.
I had a woman come into my office yesterday and her son came with her. And her son was just this little entrepreneur. He had a notebook and he had been designing prototypes in it. And he was talking about the different businesses he wanted to do. You are just perfect. This is what we
Did
need
you
more
give him
of.
information?
Yeah, he was a little too young to do it now, but it's exciting when you meet people like that,
Yeah.
kids, and you think, I wonder what you're gonna be when you grow up, and you should really be taken and like mentored to be not discouraged, because he did kind of talk a little about that. He's like, I'm so young and I can't do it. It's like, yeah, you can. It'll just take time. But it was
I
really fun.
opened my
to talk
first
to
one
him.
when I was 7.
Yeah.
Little vegetable stand in my
Yeah,
grandfather's
yeah.
garden.
Okay,
Never too early.
Never.
good.
Okay, we good? Good with the,
Any other business? We'll have a, let's wrap it up.
okay,
Yep.
motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Thank you, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?